Hello, Colts Nation. What's up, No Horsing family? Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Burton. And as always, No Horsing Around podcast is brought to you by our amazing sponsor, WagerWire. WagerWire is a revolutionary app that's going to change sports betting forever because you can get in and out of all your futures. You can cash in on parlays, even if you got 2 of the 3 or 4 of the 5 or 8 of the 9, you can cash in before you bust. You can even trade on game lines all the way up to the game itself. It's going to change it forever. It's amazing. Go check them out at WagerWire on Twitter. So while you're there, check out their Twitter spaces, by fans, for fans. Really, really cool. One of my buddies does a great baseball one. Go check that one out. And if you want to make sure you don't miss this, go over to their website, wagerwire.com. You'll see a little spot. Drop your email address in. You'll be notified when the app goes live, which is very, very soon. We're very excited. So let's kind of jump right in. We don't hesitate. We go right with it. We're going to talk about another candidate today that the Colts recently requested to interview, and that is the offensive coordinator of the New York Giants, Mike Kafka. Another brilliant offensive mind, 35 years old, played in the league for a long time, played at Northwestern. Currently coming off of kind of this master class that he put on against the Minnesota Vikings with Daniel Jones, right? So as always, let's kind of do a little bit of background. So we give you guys kind of a deep dive. Obviously, Kafka played quarterback at Northwestern, came into the league, played for a handful of teams, and then got into coaching. And kind of got in under who you would expect, right? Like he gives everybody a chance. It's Andy Reid. He goes to Kansas City. He's there for like a little bit as an offensive assistant, the passing game coordinator, all those things. Gets promoted to quarterbacks coach, which is really cool because as he's the quarterbacks coach, that is also the first year that Patrick Mahomes started and blew the world away, set records, won the MVP, all these great things. That was him as the quarterback coach working exclusively with Patrick Mahomes. Really cool, really fun fact there, right? Then obviously he worked under another guy who we interviewed for the head coach, Eric Bieniemy. However you feel, whatever you feel about it, that's a pretty good tandem to be working under. And this is the part that kind of is interesting the most. I was listening to Kevin Bowen and Jake Query talk about it a little bit. Then he gets hired as the offensive coordinator for Brian Daboll in New York, right? If you're looking at this, there's no connection between Daboll and Kafka. None whatsoever, right? There's no connection. He just saw a good upcoming coach and plucked him out of Kansas City. That's interesting. Like that shows something because we've seen now Daboll is a hell of a coach and a hell of a developer of the quarterback position. I mean, y'all know my feelings about Ken Dorsey. I'll do a review if we ever ask for a request, an interview with him. But you see, like Josh Allen has kind of gone a little bit down once he's gotten away from Daboll, and that's where I give a lot of the credit to. Now, here's the other thing: Daboll is an offensive coordinator, so a lot of people are going to assume he's calling the plays in New York. It's not the case, you guys. When he took the job, he realized I need to control and focus on the team. I need to be able to manage what's going on in the game and not be hyper focused on what I need to call on the offensive side of the ball. So he gave the reins to Mike Kafka in the preseason right away. And so Kafka has called plays all season long for this team that is not really like oozing with talent at these skill positions outside of Saquon Barkley, right? They've got a lot of unknown talent at the wideout position. Daniel Jones had not really come into his own. He really has this season. And I think a ton of credit for that goes to Kafka. So, I mean, that's a fun fact, another fun fact for him. I don't mind it. He's a name I've mentioned to you guys because there is a crossover with Chris Ballard in 2016. I believe it's 2016 when that was Ballard's last year in Kansas City, and that was, I believe, Kafka's first. So there is a crossover there. It wasn't shocking to me that they would request this. He's obviously been requested by numerous teams, and that is kind of the caveat right now. He and another candidate that we'll discuss later have come out and said, we're not going to interview this week. We are focused. Part of me wonders if that's the playoffs. Part of me wonders if it's hyper-focused because it's the Eagles and it's a division foe in the playoffs. They play Saturday, so the earliest that he could probably interview would be early next week. So, I mean, it goes to show you guys, too, that this is a process. Me and Zach have said we kind of felt Last week was the first wave. This is the second wave. They'll take the two waves, they'll narrow it down from there. They'll get their final, 4 or 5, and then they'll pluck from there. So he can't interview. He's chosen not to interview till next week. I do think it's a good offensive mind. I want to hear what you guys have to think. Do you like this? Are you excited to see what Mike Kafka can do? What are your feelings on it? As always, you guys like, share, subscribe, comment. I want to know what you guys have to think about this, right? I want to know. We've really enjoyed doing these videos of the candidates. We'll have Wink Martindale coming out probably tonight, and you guys can review that one. Maybe we got some more interview requests today. I think we will. I don't think that they're done requesting people, especially now that the other game is finished between the Cowboys and the Bucks. So wrap this up. I end these things the same way I always do. I love you. I know Zach loves you. Go Colts. We're out till next time.